Hello?
Real quick, can you hear this?
Hello, Mark.
Yes? Okay,
Hello?
cool.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me, Mark?
It's not Mark. It's Ashley.
Okay, we got the fucking name wrong, so idiot there, but whatever.
Oh, sorry, Ashley. Is this Assured Business Solutions?
Yes.
Instead of asking that, you should know because you're calling the company. So what I would say instead, for all of you dealing with maybe gatekeepers, you're not sure if you're getting to the owner, I say, hey, is this name? And they're going to probably say, yes, yeah, this is Mark. And I say, hey, Mark, do you still run the show over XYZ company? And people will want to say, oh, yeah, that's me. Why? Ego. Right? It's going to make them feel good. It's going to make them feel like, oh, yeah, that's me. And now you know you got the owner on the line. Boom, and away you go. Right? And if they say, oh, no, I don't run the show, like, oh, can you just pass me through? I'm supposed to be talking to, I believe it's Mark. If you know the name, you could say that. If you don't know the name, it's like, oh, put me through. They should know what it's about. Right? Granted, I have different scripts. All once again in the Discord under the set of resources, all my scripts and everything. The one that has everything in it is the first one. How to cold call entire SOP, complete whatever. If you click that, in there is everything. Different plug and play scripts, different opener templates, like 17 different opener templates, different ways to handle the gatekeeper objection, like everything for you guys to use in there. Okay, so if you get gatekeepers, go look through that and then start to create your own, right? The biggest thing with gatekeepers is it's their fucking job to not put you through. So be creative enough in a way where they actually want to put you through. Okay, anyways.
Okay, sweet. Sorry, I don't know why I've got the name Mark here.
Who cares? Right? Like, we don't need to be like, oh, I apologize. I don't know why I don't have your name. Like, who just fucking get on with the fucking call. He doesn't give a shit. You don't either.
I apologize, Ashley. Did I catch you at a bad time at all today, Ashley?
Terrible question. Because it's really easy for people to say yes, and guess what they're going to say? They're either going to say, yeah, I'm kind of busy right now. What's it about? Now you're pressed for time and they don't really want to listen. Or they're going to say no. Or they're going to say, yeah, but what's this about? What are you calling for? And now you're on the back foot, right? You've got put on the back pedal, and you have to now fit and climb your way back. Ideally, you're already coming in at a disadvantage when you're cold calling. We don't want to lose that. We don't want to backslide, which is what's happening here with this question. So it's just a question you shouldn't ask.
What's it about?
Yeah,
Boom.
So my name's Seb, and if you give me 14 seconds, I can tell you exactly why I'm calling you.
Yeah, we're 32 seconds in and we just got to the part where we're cold calling. So much wasted time, so much fuckery, so much stuff that just didn't need to happen that's been wasting time. Okay? And so now the guy's like, I've been on the phone with you for 13 seconds. Now you're telling me you're cold calling? Dude, I would say fuck off. Right? And obviously we know it's going to say yes because the call keeps going, but it's just wasted time. Right? You get your opener, get a good opener, get it down, practice it, get good, and we move on.
What? Yeah, go on then.
Sure. So
right,
I work with bathroom and kitchen remodelers in the UK, helping them get 30 price qualified appointments in 90 days without you calling any leads or paying stupid retainers.
What the fuck? Like, why did we pause? Like, we're pausing. That's just letting him take control of the call. That's basically saying, here's the ball, here's the ropes, do what you want. Guess what's happening? You're backsliding again. Now they have control. Now they start asking you questions. Well, what is this? Is this marketing? Is this lead gen? How much does it cost? Boom, 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 boom. Why? Because you gave them the control. Never, ever, ever end a sentence without asking a question. Because the second we don't ask a question, we lose control of the call. And then it just starts to spiral into a bunch of fuckery. Right?
I want to ask something, though.
Yeah, go.
What's the line of being pushy? Because sometimes when you're doing the calls, you think you're doing the right thing, but you're coming up as pushy. You're trying to do the best thing you're could, but in the same time, you don't want to sound as pushy. So what's the line here that you know that you are pushy or you're just doing the right thing here?
Like pushy by asking questions?
Yeah, like in general, sometimes when you're doing calls and you're giving them question after question, they might just hang up on you. So I'm just trying to understand here, what's the line of when you need to stop, when you need to put the right thing, you know, that they're just crumbs here that you need to gather to know the right thing to do. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest one is feel. Like, you can feel when someone's like, when you're starting to lose it and they're starting to not want to answer more and more and more and more and more. Now, granted, no one off of the first 5 seconds is going to want to answer a bunch of questions, which is why I recommend. Let's see it. Everyone put in the chat. What is the one fucking purpose of a call? What's the one purpose and purpose only? Type it in the chat. Ryan, I can tell you were trying to text Jaden before. There you go. Book an appointment. That's it. Okay. I don't care how their day is going. I don't care how long they've been in business. I don't care if their wife is pregnant. I don't care if they're happy or sad. I don't care. All I care is about booking the meeting. Okay, so the point, and Bud, what I'm going to bring back here is I don't want to be asking thousands of questions because that's taking us further and further and further and further and further from booking the meeting. And so you don't want to ask a bunch of questions where like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you get to the point, which is you are here to try and get time on the calendar. That's it. And so what I'd say is, if you're asking like 10 plus questions, you're probably getting too far on the side where you're just like you call them out of the blue. You're just asking them questions that should be asked on the sales call that you're now trying to do now to like qualify and build rapport. But once again, you called them out of the blue, right? Like they're busy. That's why it's like get to the point. Opener, pitch, objection, book. Opener, pitch, objection, book. That's how I framework all my calls. Opener, pitch, objection handle, book. Okay, simple as that. So, but I guess is you'll kind of feel it. Like if you start asking 10 plus questions, people are going to be like, like, yeah, we do lead gen. Yeah, we use it's referrals, like whatever. Like they're going to start. You can start to hear it in their tone that they don't really care anymore. Okay. So yeah. All right, let's keep rocking. But once again, the pause here. The pause is just unnecessary. The guy's going to now take control of the call, and it also is like you want to take control of that call. So a really good question to ask here after the pitch is like, are you guys at full capacity? Right. I love that question because most people say no, we're not at full capacity. And then you'd be like, great. So hypothetically, if we could get you an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, right? That's something you could take on. It's like, yeah. And now you see how we're almost like, it's like a layup for booking the call. Like we're just like, it's like a lob, right? Someone's just giving you a little toss up and you're about to hit it out of the park.
Right.
Would that potentially
Right? He's like, right. Like he didn't know what to say.
be something of interest to yourself?
This is a big commitment question. Okay, we want small commitments, right? It's the yes there. You get people just saying yes, 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 yes. Do you want to book a call? Yes, right? Small little yeses will add up. And so I like to avoid big commitments, which is why if you hear me cold call ever, you'll hear me say things like hypothetically, maybe, possibly, if, right? All these like non-committal, like hypothetically, maybe, do you think if we could, like, you see how it's all this like maybe, it's all this like unsure kind of language. I do that because it's easier to buy into. Instead of saying, like, hey, do you want to book a meeting? Also, hypothetically, if we could do something similar to this for you, would you be opposed to having a chat about that? Oh, I mean, I'm sure, I guess not. Now, granted, that doesn't sound very, like, oh, this guy doesn't sound like he's going to show up, which is why you rope him in a bit more. Once again, you just want these little yeses. So instead of saying, would you be interested? I'd be like, I guess, like, does that kind of make sense? Yes, it does, right? Or like, do you think something like that could help you? Or are you at full capacity? Right? These little questions, they build up to the big thing, which is the meeting. Okay.
What's the catch?
Now,
right? There's no clear direction for the call. It's like, well, I mean, I guess like, what's the catch? Well, the catch is going to cost money. Now, you don't want to say that, so we'll see what he says.
There's no real catch, if I'm being honest with you. We run a very lean agency here, and I generally want to help the people I serve. Otherwise, I generally believe I don't have a business. Now, most of the companies we actually help are spending hours every week chasing leads and replying to time wasters.
He's not answering the question.
And also trying to fill their calendars. And on average, our remodeler saves up to 10 to 15 hours per week by working with us, as they only speak with homeowners who are ready to go, price qualified, and book straight into their diary. And the reason for that is we actually handle everything on the front end for you. And with that being said, Ashley, can you see?
But this guy's thinking, yeah, but what's the catch? But what's the catch? That's all he's thinking, because we haven't told him.
That, potentially helping your business.
Yeah, can you email me your details?
Better question. Do you think that could help your business? But once again, this guy's like, well, what's the catch? Like, there's something hiding here, right? And so now we're going to get an objection.
Trails over.
Yeah, sure, I can.
Can you email costings and things like that as well?
Yeah, costings, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Price.
Yeah, just email me everything over, and I'll take a look.
Sure. And is that generally something of interest to you, Ashley? Because obviously, I can.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if I should believe him or not. He's saying yes, but he sounds like no. Right? So once again, this is one of the times you have to be able to discern what the prospect means. Because what someone says and what they mean is two totally different things. Right? You ever talk to someone and you ever I don't know if you guys have siblings, but like, I had a lot of siblings. We fought a lot growing up, and like my dad would make us like hug and like, I love you. Right? And be like, love you. Right? We said it, but did we mean it? No. Right? So you got to be able to discern that when prospects are speaking to you. Are they meaning what they say? Here he's saying he's interested, but he doesn't sound like it. And so we can't take these things at face value, because if we take them at face value, just trust too blindly, we'll be like, oh yeah, great, this sounds good. Oh, I'm gonna email you, you're gonna reply, and oh, you're gonna book a meeting next week by yourself. No, right? Because he's not actually interested. So we have to understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that being said, actually, I'm more than happy to send you over this email. And I promise you I will get off the phone in the next 30 seconds. The final thing I will say is, I can send you all this email over, which is great. I'm more than happy to do that. But what we do generally offer here at the agency
Pause. We haven't handled the objection. So it's about to go south. You'll see.
is a short 30-minute call where I can show you full transparency, how I'll do this.
Why would he want
A
that?
to Z. And I'm not asking you to commit, and I'm not
He's asked for an email. He's shown a little interest, and now you're asking him to commit to a 30-minute call. Not to buy, but to a 30-minute call.
asking you to
That's a
say
big
yes or
commitment.
anything. I'm just asking you to be open and willing to learn how I can potentially do this for your business in 30 minutes. That's it. There's no strings attached.
It's just having 30 minutes. I won't be able to do it this week.
Because he's not interested, right? Like, if you had something that you knew, and imagine this for yourself. If someone told you, hey man, I know a way that I can double your revenue next week. I can literally double the amount of money you are making currently. I can double it next week, right? Wouldn't you at least want to see how it could work? Would you really put it off, right? No, you'd be like, well, shit, let's fucking call today. Let's call today or tomorrow, right? Just to see, right? And so the way, now granted, I'll show you how to handle that objection. We'll do the email one first. Someone says, hey, can I send you an email, right? The rest says, yeah, for sure. Can totally send you an email. What is it specifically that you're looking for in the email? Just so I make sure I send you everything. And then they're going to give you the answer and just handle it right then and there. Okay, because no one wants an email. And you can even say that to people, right? Have you ever, hey, side note, have you ever had like one of those like problems with like Amazon or with a company, and you to like talk to like some stupid bot, or like go on the forums and the internet? Like, yeah, I'm like, dude, it sucks, hey? Like, I'd just so much rather talk to a person. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, most people are that way, right? They'd rather talk to somebody than read an email. And so I guess, what is it that you're kind of looking for? Because I'm more than happy to just answer this. And hey, maybe right now isn't the time. If you're busy, that's totally cool. We can set up a 5-10 minute call, even just later today after hours, right? I'm not asking you to commit. 5-10 minutes where I can just answer any questions you may have and kind of share with you what we're doing, because that may clear up a lot of stuff that you're kind of hesitant about, right? Boom, I'm going in for that call, but I'm doing it in a small way. I'm not asking 30 minutes on the Google Calendar. Hey, 5-10 minute call. I'll share with you what we do so you can have all that. And then if you still have any questions, I can answer them then and there on the phone call, right? But first I want to agree. Yeah, sure, I'll send you an email, not a problem, right? Because it lets their guard down. If you say, no, I'm not going to send you an email, that can work only if you fucking do it like a G. No, I'm not going to send you an email, right? That's just a waste of both our times. You and I both know you're never going to fucking read it. And we don't work with people that just want to delay. Now, you can only do that if 1, you're a G, and 2, you have abundance, okay? Because then you really big fish frame it. Then you're like, hey, I'm the G. You got to qualify to work with me, right? Which can work only if you pull it off. I wouldn't recommend it for most people, okay? Jane, I see your hand up. Give me 2 seconds. Because I just want to talk about this one other objection, which he just threw here, which is basically like this.
And I'm not asking you to commit, and I'm not asking you to say yes to anything. I'm just asking you to be open and willing to learn how I can potentially do this for your business in 30 minutes. That's it. There's no strings attached.
It's just having 30 minutes. I won't be able to do it this week.
Right? You're saying, oh, I won't do it this week. 30 minutes is a lot. So first off, lower the time commitment so it's easier to say yes. All right. And then the way you could frame it is, oh, I won't be till next week. Hey, man, I can appreciate that you're busy and whatnot, right? And that's people we actually love working with, is the guys that are busy, that are hungry for more. But let me ask you a question. If we truly had a way that could get you, let's say, 10 extra jobs in this month, right? How much revenue would that bring in for you guys if you got 10 extra jobs? Man, that'd be 100K extra. I go, okay. So if there was a possibility you can make an extra 100K this month, would you really want to wait till next week to learn how? See, I'm just framing it. Like, would you really want to wait? It's like, no. Okay, cool. Let's book it in now, right? Because I want that urgency. Anything scheduled after about 48, 72 hours, the show rate drops by even more than the low show rate that there already exists. Okay, so book it within. That's why whenever I book, I say, hey, I've got some stuff later today or tomorrow. What works better for you? Illusion of choice. You can pick one of the two. They both work fine for me. Okay, I never want to say, when are you free? Illusion of choice. Yeah, I've actually got some time later today on the calendar or tomorrow. What works better for you? To give them the illusion that they're choosing when really I've just planted the seed. Okay. Now, one last thing you could do, and this is a sneaky one for all of you, is if they're about to, ready, it's like, hey man, I appreciate that, and I don't mean to come across as a dick here, right? But like, we can only work with one person per area, and we're talking to a couple other guys. And if you have your lead list, the next lead you're going to call should be from the same city, right? If you've organized your lead list properly, you can literally read off the next lead's name, be like, yeah, we're actually chatting with a few other companies, and I would literally read off the next two leads. They're in the same city, and they're going to think, oh, fuck, those are my competitors. Right? And so it's like, if you want to wait, that's totally cool. We can only take on one guy. So I'm more than happy to reserve your slot and get you in first, right? These guys are kind of guys we're in talks with as well. And you're the first one I'm talking to, right now. So let me know. Right? Now you have to play your cards, right? Otherwise they're going to know you're faking it. But if you can read the next two leads' name, which are typically the competitors, they'll be like, oh shit, right? And the way I frame it is like, dude, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to create fake urgency, but we can only take one guy per area just due to our company's policies, right? I don't mean that, I don't want to be like those guys oh, we can only work with one agent per state, and we have 20 other guys we're talking to. That's all cap. Everyone knows it, right? If you're like, hey, I don't want to be this guy, we can only work with one. So if you are interested, I'm talking with these two guys as well, name, right? I can hold your spot just because you're the first one we're speaking to. Okay, a little bit of frame to get them to book in a bit earlier, and also create a bit of urgency to make them like, oh shit, this might actually be good. Okay, did you have a question or?
No, it was just I thought you're not going to talk about just slamming the email objection, because now what I just do, I'm not going to send you email. Quite frankly, honest, we're both busy people, and we both know you're not going to answer that email. And I just feel like they kind of respect that more. And even going onto the call, they kind of respect you more, because kind of like this guy is not about bullshit. He knows what he wants. He's a G.
Yeah, but like I said, that works only if you do it in abundance. Because if you do it out of scarcity, and then when they say no, you're like, oh no, but wait, and then you lost the frame. Because the whole point is to have the frame, right? And so you say, listen, I'm not gonna send you an email, right? It's gonna waste both you and I's time. If you truly thought this could work for you, right? Let's not put this off, right? But you have to play it right, because sometimes they'll say no, and you can't go chasing. You can put them as an interested lead and call back later. Right, which for context, all of you guys should be doing this. All of you have my data tracker. If not, in the resource section of the Discord, data tracker. In the data tracker, not only is the data there, but there's a hot lead section. Anyone, listen to this. Any single person you call that says anything, hey, then fuck you, get off the phone, that shows any form of interest in not even just your services, but just any form of interest in getting new leads, getting new appointments, growing their company, put them in that hot lead sheet. If they're interested enough to listen to your cold call and listen to your pitch and keep chatting with you, they have some form of interest. Put them in that hot lead sheet. Maybe they say no now. That's fine. Pipeline management and just converting and using your pipeline is one of the best ways to close deals that everyone forgets about. Everyone calls and forgets about their leads. Don't be that guy. Okay? Work your leads. Right? When you get hot leads, put them in that fucking sheet. Put your name next to it. Put the date you're going to follow up with them. Put what you talked about. Maybe they said they're going on a vacation. Call them, be like, hey, how was that trip to Hawaii? Right? Maybe they said they're having a kid. Be like, hey, man, how'd the kid go? Right? Congratulations. Maybe they're getting married. Right? Maybe they're just really busy. I don't know, but write that shit down. So when you call them back in 2 weeks, they're like, hey, it's just Jaden here. We called 2 weeks ago, and I remember you talked to you're going to Hawaii. How was that trip? And I'm like, damn, this guy remembers? It's like, of course I do. And now they're going to think, wow, this guy's about it. This guy's on his game. This guy's on the ball. Maybe I do want to work with this guy. What did this guy offer again? Right? And if you stay in touch, eventually everyone comes around to needing marketing. All you guys sell marketing, right? Everyone needs marketing at some point in their business, right? Everyone, you can't negate it. It's something everyone needs. And so at some point, every company is going to come around. And guess who they're going to go to? The first person they think about. I've had so many deals flow in just from touch points. There was a guy I followed up with for 6 months. 6 months. I followed him on Instagram. We followed each other. I would DM him back and forth. I wouldn't say, hey, I'm following up. All right. I would just reply to his stories. Hey, dude, he once had this. I remember it so vividly. He was showing his new office. He had a gun in the back. I said, oh, my man is strapped up. And he said, you know how it is? And I said, you're protecting the family, eh? Because he just had a newborn. Once again, just letting him know that I'm there. He's like, exactly. All right. And I left it at that. I didn't say anything else. Right. 6 months later, he texts me, hey, Stefan, do you still do this thing for these kind of people? Fuck yeah, I do. What's up? Right? Didn't even have to hop on a call and you pay the invoice. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. So put your leads in there. Even if someone doesn't book, them talking to you is a form of interest. So put it down and follow up with your leads. Okay. That's why I made that sheet. It's the best sheet you can have for following up with leads. Okay. Everything is in their status. You can add more statuses if you want to make it personal to you, objections, offer, everything, notes, you put it all in there. Okay, remember to follow up with your leads. Let's finish this call.
week. But yeah, maybe
Okay.
next week.
Okay. And what I'll do then, if we sort of meet in the middle, I'll send you over an email, and the email I've got for you, just to make sure I'm sending it to the right one, is assured building.
Yeah, we'll just fucking skip this because we shit about any of this.
If you're looking to, have half an hour next week, I know, you may not want to do it on the weekends, but I can also do that, and I can do it, late into the evenings. I can be quite flexible for you, as I understand you're probably busy. But when would ideally work for you next week?
Just fucking yapping.
To be honest, I'll have to let you know early
Right?
next week.
And again, he's not sure. Why? Because he's not interested. Right? It's not that he doesn't know. It's not, I bet you this guy has 30 minutes to watch porn or watch TV, right? Or do some other stupid shit that isn't going to make him money. So why doesn't he have 30 minutes to talk about someone that's going to make him money? Why? He's not interested because we fucked up in the beginning. We took too long to get to the opener. Our pitch was okay, but we didn't ask him questions. We didn't even ask if he's at capacity, right? We fucked it up. And now we're getting all this like disguised, oh, I'm interested. We can all tell by looking at this. Can we all agree this guy doesn't sound interested and he probably won't book a call? Or does anyone disagree with that?
I think he's waiting to hear something he's kind of, looking for so he can book the call.
Right. But he's not yet fully interested. Right? We can all agree on that?
Yeah.
Right? So I want you guys to remember this because I guarantee all of you guys have been on a call just like this and thought he was interested and let them get off the phone. And then you try to call back and we can wonder why he doesn't pick up. Oh, what? But this guy said he was interested. He said he was going to call me back. He said he was going to answer my email. He said he was going to book a call, and he doesn't. Why? Because you let him go when he said he was interested, but he wasn't. Okay? So pay attention to that because it happens to all of us. We just don't think about it because it's us calling in the moment. There's so much stuff going on. But you see how easy it is to watch someone else's call and notice everything that's wrong about it? Right? So it helps you a lot. Because now you think, oh, shit, I'm doing that too. Fuck, I say those things. Shit, I ask those questions. Or shit, I don't ask those questions. Or man, I don't answer that objection, right? Whatever the case is. Okay. Last little 30 seconds is bullshit. I'm trying to be like, oh, please book a call. Not booking a call. There you go. That's the call review for today. You guys, thumbs up if you learned one thing new that you can apply today. Okay. Type it in the chat because I don't want you to forget it. Okay. Because here's the thing I learned about learning. Okay. Learning is defined as a change in action based on exposure to information. So if you do not change your action as a result of being on this call, you have not learned. Which is why I want you guys to write this down so you remember it. So when you go call later today or tomorrow, you remember. Okay? And then you can implement those things. Because if you listen, you could jump on these calls every single day. You could watch every YouTube video. You could buy every sales program. And you could listen to all the information. But if you do not change your behavior, you haven't learned. Okay? Learning, right, is you walk across the road, you get hit by a car. Right? And you go, oh, fuck. If I walk across the road, I better look. Otherwise, I'm going to get hit. And now if before you walk, you look, you've learned. But if you keep walking across without looking, you haven't learned. Right? We say it to kids all the time. Oh, you haven't learned your lesson. You haven't. You'll figure out one day. Right? Because learning is change in behavior after new information. Cool. You guys are the fucking best. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I want to do a hybrid of call reviews and also some role plays. This can be more interactive because obviously this is just me blabbing, giving my reviews. So over the coming days and weeks as well, we'll do more interactive stuff and then more stuff like this where it's just me talking, giving you reviews. Okay. That's that. You guys are the fucking best. Go crush it. Okay. Your expectations are here. Put them here. Okay. Level up what you thought you could ever fucking do. If you think you can do this. Okay. Because if we only operate at what we think is possible. Okay. And so if you only think you're capable of doing $100 a day, you'll only do 100. Okay. And if you only ever talk about making 10K a month, you only make 10K. Aim high. 300 calls a day. 100K a month. Okay. Because you will literally operate at the limit at which you set for yourself. It's how we as humans work. Is we'll operate to the limit we set for ourselves. So if you make doing $50 normal, you do 50. If you make doing $500 normal, you do 500. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's just on the limit you put yourself. Okay? Thank you guys for being here. Have a great fucking day. Text me in the setter chat. Send me calls. Ask me questions. Send me recordings. Send me data. And post your fucking wins. Because I want to see you guys win. And I know some of you guys are winning behind the scenes and not sharing. Share it. Share it.
Disconnected.
Not what you said, but fuck yeah. All right. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, same time. In the meantime, go make some fucking money and go change people's lives. Adios.
See you guys. Bye.
Minute by minute value. Good shit.